In last class, we started non-electrical based temperature sensors. In that, I have covered bimetallic strip thermometer. I told you that is belonging to the category of discrete type, right? Now we will see the other type of thermometer which is belonging to continuous type, right? Called as filled-in system thermometer. What is filled-in system thermometer? The thermometer which are continuous in nature, right? What do you mean by continuous? The output is not finite. The output is containing many values. That is called as continuous system. Okay. Before going further, let us see some of the interesting point about temperature. We all know that there are many physical properties which get changes with temperature or reverse, like volume of a liquid. If suppose changes, then its temperature changes. The length of the metal rod changes, then its temperature changes. If the electrical resistance of wire changes, the temperature changes. Or if volume of a liquid changes, the temperature changes. The length of the metal rod changes, temperature changes. Electrical resistance changes, temperature changes. The pressure of gas, okay, can remain kept constant if we keep the volume constant. Then we can extract the relation between temperature and what?
Pressure.
Yes, according to the ideal gas law, right? Similarly, the volume of a gap can kept constant, and then we will get a relation between temperature and pressure. So we can get relation between temperature and volume or temperature and pressure as per this equation of ideal gas law, right? In one case, what we will do is we will keep pressure constant and get relation between temperature and volume. And in another case, we will keep volume constant and get relation between temperature and pressure, right? Hope it is clear to everybody.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah. The first type. In this, what we will do is we will use liquid. Okay. Here in this case, we will use liquid as the medium. Liquid as the medium, okay, whose on which which we are using to sense the temperature change in the surrounding. We all know that either liquid or solid or gas, there they get expand or contract with the changes in their surrounding temperature. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that property can be used very easily to make the thermometer. The first one is okay, is nothing but liquid filled in system thermometer. In this, what happens is we have a reservoir in which the liquid is filled, and we have an actuator. Okay, we have an actuator which shape can change. Okay, when the liquid may get expand or contract due to change in surrounding temperature. Okay, the setup is like this. We have a filled in system filled with liquid, so it get expand when temperature changes. So similarly, the actuator also may change its shape, and accordingly we can see the indication on the temperature. Hope it is clear to everybody. It's very simple. Just see this thing. The filled fluid, maybe it can be done with liquid or gas, okay, which expands as temperature increases. Okay, which expands as temperature increases. The expansion of this physical mechanism may change the indication, which is direct indication of temperature. This causes the burden tube. This is actually called as burden tube to uncoil and indicate the temperature on calibrated dial. This is the principle. If suppose a question asked to discuss a system which is liquid filled or a gas filled, you can use this thing, no problem, absolutely no problem. Just what you need to do is we need to mention that if gas is mentioned, you need to say that the reservoir is filled with gas. If liquid is mentioned, you need to say that the liquid is filled, which is sensitive to change in temperature. Hope it is clear to everybody. Okay, this is already I explain you. Once more, I will try to explain you. If suppose we want to extract the temperature information, initial temperature with initial pressure, final temperature with final pressure. Okay, for that, what we need to do is we need to provide a chamber which is filled with ideal gas, and we need to keep the volume of that particular chamber constant. Then in that case, we can very easily extract relation between temperature and pressure. Pressure, if suppose mechanism is available to if suppose we have a mechanism to read pressure, so we can interpret temperature in terms of pressure. This is the goal. Initial temperature is known as initial pressure, right? Final temperature can be calculated if suppose we get the new value of pressure, which is because of the expansion of the gas, right? If we keep the volume constant. Hope it is clear to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the only problem with this mechanism is we can see the temperature information in kelvins and pressure, as because we are reading pressure in its absolute urine. That's why we can see the temperature information in Kelvin. However, if we add a microcontroller to it, that problem also can be solved. Okay, so microcontroller can have a calculator with the help of which the proper conversion can be done. Hope it is clear to everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. This is what everybody using. Mercury in glass thermometer. Here in this particular case, huh, instead of liquid or gas, what we will do is we will use a metal, right? Metal. The metal is filled in a glass chamber, right? We all know that mercury is a metal which is liquid in shape, right? Hope it is clear to
Yes, sir.
everybody. Yeah, we will use mercury over here, whose shape is in liquid at standard temperature and pressure. So we simple property of mercury can be used over here, where when a glass filled with mercury is kept where whose temperature we want to sense, then what happens is with the increase in the temperature, the kinetic energy of the mercury particle, okay, also rises, and the volume of the mercury increases, and it's expand its shape, and the corresponding scales can be used to see that temperature information. If suppose a scale reading is available over here, mercury can expand in temperature. Okay, suppose mercury reach this particular point, and this point is suppose some x temperature, that x value can be extracted. So maybe you remember, with the help of this mercury based thermometer, either we can see the information in degrees C or Fahrenheit. We also know that when temperature decreases, the mercury contract and its volume decreases. This point we need to keep. Mercury is a metallic element that is liquid at standard condition for temperature and pressure. Yeah. Now what I will do is we'll go to next topic called as electrical type temperature sensors. Already I discussed about this thing. You see it is available over here. Under electrical type, these are the three different things we need to discuss. One is RTD, second one thermistor, third one thermocouple, right? Okay, now I am starting the first one, RTD. RTD. It stands for resistance, temperature, detector, right? Resistance, temperature, detector. Here in this particular case, conducting element like platinum, aluminum, nickel, or copper can be used to construct RTD. Example, if suppose we use platinum to make RTD, then it is called as PT100, right? The meaning of PT100 is it is made up of platinum, and the meaning of 100 is its resistance is 100 ohms at 0 degree C. The next point under this is the equation or model of RTD is very simple and it is linear also. It is R naught is equal okay, R is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha delta T, or R naught into 1 plus alpha T2 minus T1, T2 minus T1. The meaning of T2 minus T1 is this is initial temperature and this is final temperature. R naught is nothing but resistance at better I will write this as T1 minus T naught. So we can say that R naught is nothing but resistance at T naught. So what is R? Resistance due to increase in temperature from T naught to T1. Let us see about the alpha. Alpha is nothing but the temperature coefficient of material. Temperature coefficient of material. One more thing, it is positive temperature coefficient, meaning the meaning of positive temperature coefficient is temperature increases with increase in resistance, that we will discuss later. Okay, so for now remember that alpha is nothing but temperature coefficient of material. The value of alpha is equal to 3 point, usually it is provided in the problem, otherwise you need to remember 3.908 into 10 to the power minus 3 per degree C for platinum, and it is equal to 6.8 into 10 to the power minus 3 per degree for nickel. and it is equal to 4.3 into 10 to the power minus 3 per degree for copper. Okay, next point. As I told you, RTD exhibit positive
Temperature difference.
temperature coefficient. Positive temperature coefficient for which you need to see this relation. You see, this is actually for platinum material. This is for PT100. You see, at 0 degree C, the value of resistance is how much?
100.
100.
100
So,
ohms.
of 100 ohms. So this is nothing but the intercept. What is this?
Intercept.
Intercept.
On y-axis.
Yeah, intercept of y-axis. So in x-axis, if we keep temperature, on y-axis, if we keep resistance IR, then as per the equation, R is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha
T2
delta T is
minus
nothing
T1.
but T1 minus T naught. We can get the response R. You see, this is just like our straight line equation, and this is similar to our slope. Agree or not?
Yes, sir.
This is similar to our slope. So we will get a straight line with the intercept R naught, that is equal to 100 ohms. Hence we say that RTD exhibit positive temperature coefficient relation. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, sir.
And also, very very important, if somebody asks you a question, RTD is linear element or non-linear element?
Linear element.
Perfect, it is linear element because its output is exhibiting a linear relationship, or its output is like a straight line, a curve in relation to input and output. RTD is linear. Second point, it exhibit positive temperature coefficient, right? That is nothing but temperature increases with increase in resistance and vice versa.
Sir, in general also, R and T is directly proportional, na?
In general, also R and T is directly proportional. Yes, we are discussing about the relation between temperature and a typical conductor.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Before going further, let us take a problem. Take a problem. Right now, a platinum thermometer a platinum thermometer has a resistance of 100 ohms. A platinum thermometer has a resistance of 100 ohms at 25 degree. A platinum thermometer has a resistance of 100 ohms at 25 degree. Find A right now. Its resistance at 65 degree. B right now. If thermometer has a resistance of has a resistance of 150 ohms, B write down. If thermometer has a resistance of 150 ohms, calculate its temperature coefficient. In A, please write down alpha is equal to 3.908 into 10 to the power minus 3 per degree C. I'm repeating the question. A
Sir,
yeah,
for
yeah.
A question,
No, I'm repeating the question. Please listen carefully. A platinum thermometer has a resistance of 100 ohms at 25 degrees C. Find A, its resistance at 65 degree with a temperature coefficient of 3.980 in 10 to the power minus 3 per degree C. With a temperature coefficient of 3.980, 3.908, not 980, 3.908 into 10 to the power minus 3 per degree C. This is A. B write down. If thermometer has a resistance of 150 ohms, thermometer has a resistance of 150 ohms, calculate its temperature coefficient. Calculate its temperature coefficient. Please do it.
sir, R1 by R2 is equals to T1 by T2 for first
Uh,
one formula.
in case of first, you can use this formula. R is equal to solution for A. R is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha T1 minus T naught. Right? So R naught is given how much? 100 into 1 plus alpha is given 3.908 into 10 to the power minus 3. You need to take the value of T1 as 65 and you need to take the value of T0 as 25. Just substitute. So R is equal to how much?
115.63 ohms.
Great. 115.63 ohms. So six 3 ohms. You see now R naught. When R is equal to 100 ohms, the temperature is looking to be 25 degree. When the temperature increased to 65 degree, the R value is increasing from 100 to 115.63,
15.63.
right? Like these things will be going. Now, in case of B, what is asked? Suppose alpha is not given. Alpha is need to be calculated. So, how to find out this thing?
Sir, R value is given 150, R naught is given
Huh.
100 degrees Celsius, 100 ohms.
Hmm.
Then directly substituting R is equals to R naught into 1 plus alpha T1
Yeah,
by
do it and tell me the value of alpha. No, no, no. I'm sorry. I have given a wrong question to you. Please, hello. Please make
yes,
a
sir.
correction. Question number B is not like this. Question number B is like this. If thermometer has a resistance of 150 ohms, I'm sorry, ये गलत हो गया है. Please make a correction. Strike off that content. If thermometer has a resistance of 150 ohms, the meaning of this is thermometer temperature resistance is increased Accordingly, how much is the increase in temperature that we need to calculate? Hope it is clear to everybody. If
Okay,
thermometer
sir.
has a resistance of 150 ohm, calculate the new temperature. Okay, that is
Okay,
what the
sir.
meaning of B. So, if suppose resistance is 100, temperature is 25. If resistance move to 115.63, temperature is increased to this much. If resistance increased to 150 ohms, what will be the value of temperature? New gain in temperature.
125.6 degrees Celsius.
Hmm. What is the value of initial temperature you are taking?
100.
84.32.
Here the calculation should be like this. R is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha delta T, right? How much R naught value you are taking?
100.
If you are taking 100, then T should be 25 degree. If you are taking 115.63, then T value should be 65. Remember this. समझ में आ रही बात?
Yes, sir.
Accordingly, do the calculation and tell me the answer. One of you, I suggest, please make the calculation like this. One of you do like this. Take the value of R naught as 100 into 1 plus, take alpha as it is. New temperature is how much? 65. Sorry, new temperature is not known. New temperature is not known. We need to calculate this T naught and T1 value is 25. So temperature is how much? Sorry, resistance is how much? 150. From this we need to extract the value of T2. एक आदमी, one of the student please do like this.
150.6 degrees Celsius.
हाँ ठीक है, चलो. Another please try like this. 150 is equal to 100 into 1 plus alpha. हाँ, not 100. 115.63 into T2 minus 65 degree. अच्छा, आपको कितना आया बाबा? T2 is equal to how much you are getting?
150.6 degrees Celsius.
152.
150.
You are getting 150.
Yes, sir.
Alpha कितना लिए हम? 3.908
3.908 into 10 to the power of minus 3.
minus 3. ठीक है,
T is equals to 25.
ठीक है. 150 आ रहा आपको?
Yes, sir.
Okay. चलिए. With this procedure, please calculate the value of T2.
So 142.4, sir.
142.4 you are getting.
Yes, sir.
Correct calculation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the correct answer. Don't take this procedure, right? I will comment on this in next class if possible.
Okay, sir.
Now, the next thing, after seeing a problem on RTD is
Sir, which one is correct answer?
this one,
Okay, sir.
right? This is correct. I will comment on this in next class. Next thing is earlier also I told you measurable quantities are only two, that is V or I. Agree or not? Earlier also I told you about this thing. Which are the measurable electrical quantities? Voltage or current. However, we cannot measure R, right? R, it is very difficult to provide a mean to measure directly the value of R. What we will do is, earlier also we have seen this thing, the R value can be transformed into voltage value either with the help of a potentiometer circuit or with the help of Wheatstone bridge, right?
Wheatstone.
So in exam also you need to mention this particular point. Okay, for that you need to draw this figure. You need to draw this figure. You see, this is actually the circuit with the help of which we can measure the change in resistance value in order to trap the information about the temperature which is coming from RTD. R1, R2, R3 are the
Sir, the construction of RTD.
measurement of resistance, measurement of temperature using RTD. Okay, just now I told you, no, you cannot directly measure change in resistance. You need to transform resistance into voltage. So in order to transform resistance into voltage, we need to use this circuit diagram. What is the name of this circuit diagram?
Potentium.
Wheatstone bridge.
Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone bridge.
Wheatstone bridge. The three arms are fixed resistance. One of the arm is connected to RTD. So this is actually your RTD. It is having three wires. Wire 1, wire 2, wire 3. Two wires from RTD is actually connected to the arm of the resistance, which is removed to pick the information about the resistance. Another arm is connected to the ground of our bridge, right? So this is called as three wire connection. क्या बोलेंगे इसको? What is
Three
this
wire
called?
connection.
This is called as three wire connection. Three wire RTDs are coming and it is available in the market. So that three wire RTD you can get and then take three resistors, connect like this, take a power supply, okay, connect like this. The ground of this is connected to ground of RTD and main RTD can be connected to one of the arm of Wheatstone bridge, and across these 2 points the output voltage can be tracked.
Sir,
Finally,
diagram of RTD.
diagram of RTD is not there. Diagram of RTD is not there. It's
Okay.
just a conductor consisting of either platinum or copper or nickel. Right? Hope it is clear to everybody. Okay, RTD discussion is over. Finally, what we need to do is we need to prepare a lookup table like this. Look up table in which there are two entries. One is voltage, another one corresponding temperature. The voltage is varying from 0 to maximum value is V in. Accordingly, temperature varies from minimum to maximum. Okay, that's all from my side about today's session. Thank you for joining.